रन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तिशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शुभं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter number 9, beginning from verse number 18. So these are prayers of Prahlad to Sri Nrsimhadev. We've been reading, these are very long prayers. After Hiranyakashipu was killed and Lord was sitting on the throne of his devotee and enemy Hiranyakashipu. And then Prahlad was asked by Lord Brahma to go and appease him because he was in a very angry mood. So Prahlad came and started reciting these prayers, where he is very systematically establishing the importance of Bhakti over everything else. And he himself is an ideal example of it. In the very beginning of this book, in the first chapter, this question was asked by the sage and by Sanatha Prasudha Goswami. Tanna bruhi shraddhadhananam yena atma samprasidhati. Please tell us that one thing which is the essence of the Shastra, samudbhritya manishya, which will bring complete satisfaction to one's existence, mind, body, senses, self, everything. So Sut Goswami answered in the second chapter and said that it is only Bhakti. And that Bhakti which is ahetuki and apratihata. Not Bhakti which is Kam Bhakti, which is performed for some material motive. But that cannot please him. And the reason is that it is only Bhakti which pleases the Lord. And only when Lord is pleased, then we can be pleased. Because He is the source, He is the root. So it's like pouring water on the root, brings the strength to everything, branches, leaves, fruits, flowers. And it's like giving food in the stomach brings energy to the whole body. Like that, when the Lord is pleased, then only we can be pleased. And Prahlad gave a very nice example here. That it's like if you want to decorate the reflection in the mirror, then you have to decorate the face which is in front of the mirror. That is the only way you can decorate it. If you try to go and decorate the face in the mirror, the reflection, then it will be a just futile exercise, except that you can spoil the mirror. So unless we please the Lord, who is like the face and we are the reflections, it is not possible that we can be happy. Therefore, I think it is in Kathopanishad, there is a sloka which says that if you want to be happy without God, then it is possible if you can cover the whole sky. Samvad akasam yatha manva vishtishnati. Like you cover your feet with shoes, like that if you can cover everything, the whole sky, then there is possibility that you can be happy without God. So the meaning is that it is impossible. Just as it is impossible to decorate the reflection without decorating the original face. So this is what Prahlad is saying, and he is an example of it. Because ahituki apratihata, this is what he showed in his life, that he was performing devotion to the Lord without any motivation. And he did not stop, although he was tortured in so many ways, apratihata, unobstructed. There is nothing which could stop him, because he feels that everything else is useless. So therefore he says that in the previous verse which we read, that I am suffering not because I live in the material world, but because of bad association. Prasto asmi ham. That is the only fear I have. He said, I am not fearing seeing your terrible form. Everybody was afraid. Even Lakshmi Devi could not reach Lord Nrsimhadev. She also ran away. But Prahlad was not afraid. He said, I don't fear anything. The only thing I fear is the association of non-devotees. So he says, any process in this material world, that is another nice statement. It says, dukkhasadam tabi dukkham atadhyam. That the solutions which people are finding here in this material world for their problems, they are another problem. They look like solutions, but they only create problems. Like you take medicine for your disease, and that medicine gives you more disease. So people still, they don't learn, they keep on wandering in this material world and thinking that when they will become happy. and it doesn't happen. So therefore he says, Soham priyasya suhrida paradevataya Leela kathastav nrsimha virancha gita Anjaste tarni anugunan vipramukta Durgani te parigala hansa sangha. So he says, therefore I just want to sing the Leela Katha, the beautiful stories of your pastimes, Virancha Gita, which have been sung by Brahma. O Lord Nrsimhadev, Priyasya Sruhida Paradevtaya, who is most dear, only object of love actually is Krishna. All other objects, they look like object of love, but they are not. So he says, Priyasya Sruhida Paradevata. He is the Supreme Devata, he is Sruhid, he is in our heart, and he is the only person who thinks of our welfare in the true sense. All other people cannot, they don't even know what is welfare. How can they think of our welfare? So, Anjastitar mi anugrinan guna vipramukto. So he says very easily, I will cross over this material world which is made of gunas. I will become guna vipramukta, free from the gunas, and just by reciting what he has spoken. So I will cross over Durganite Padyuga Alaya Hamsasam. So there are swans like devotees who are taking pleasure in your lotus-like feet. So by their association, I will very easily cross. So basically two things which are important in this verse. Number is Pad Yugalaya Hamsa Sangha. Those swans which are actually living in the house of the feet of the Lord, Alaya, or they are merged in it, completely absorbed, devoted. And other is the Katha. So to have association with the devotees and to hear or recite pastimes of the Lord, this is the perfection of life, the essence of the instructions. Sansara visvrikshasya dvaihe amrite phala kathamrita rasaswada sangati sujanasa. This material world, which is a poisonous tree, has two nice fruits. One is kathamrita, nectar of Lord's pastime, another is devotee association. So if we can have just two, it's not difficult. Sometimes people stand on one leg. These days I see Babaji, whenever there is crowd, stands on one leg. You have seen him? And afterwards he sits down. So you don't have to do that, it's quite good. Standing with one leg, you can also smoke. You can maintain nice balance. So in Bhakti you don't have to do that. Just hear nice stories about the Lord and associate with the devotees. So Sri Vishnu Chakravarti comments, Nanu maddasya vartmanepi tvaya prastuta sansarik dukkasya ausdam anyadapi anvashtavyam eva tatraha satopam sapravalva aspotam cha. So Lord is saying that you are my devotee and you are talking about the material miseries So there must be some other solution for this. Because you are saying that we are suffering, we are in trouble. So that means being my devotee is not sufficient. So Dasa Vartmana Pipaya Prastut Sansarik Bhakti, because he spoke about suffering in the previous verse, that you have yoga with your loved ones, separation from your beloved people, and you meet unwanted people. So both are painful. You have to be separated from your loved ones and you meet people who hate you. So what can be more troublesome than that? So Priya Priya Yoga Viyoga Janma Shokagnina Sakal Yoni Shuddhayama. He says everywhere in every life I am burning from this misery. So then Srimad says, well, then find a solution for this. I am my devotee, so look for something else. So then Prahlad, he speaks with great noise. Satopam Sapragalbham and Asfotam, like it's called Asfot. It says, I am devotee. So Soham, like thumping his chest, Soham. Sometimes Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is very dramatic in his commentary. So he says that he is beating his chest loudly. He says, Tvadananya Bhakta, I am your Ananya Bhakta, I am your fixed, one-pointed, pure devotee, not thinking of anyone else. Sri Narad Bhrityatvena Prasiddha Prahlado. I am Prahlada, I am famous as servant of Narada, your devotee. So, Anya eva na gyan karmadikam swapnepi angikarvami. So, meaning is that even in my dream I will not think of anything else. So this is the good pride. Everybody has some pride, but good pride is that I am Ananya Bhakta and I will not think of taking any other process. So that is good, because we have to have some identity, fixed identity. When you don't have an identity, then you keep on wandering here and there, try this path, that path. There's so many yogas are available, so many healing processes. So, but if one is fixed, then one does not wander. So he says, I don't even think of these things in my dream. That is the meaning when he says Soham. Soham means that I am. So that signifies something which is known. So I am known as Bhakta Prahlad, servant of Narada. So how can I think of any other process, any other solution? Tab Leela Katha Gunan Grinan Kirtyaneva Gunan Kirtyaneva Gun Vipramukta Gunati. So I will sing your guna and I will become free from the material gunas. So the word guna is used for the gunas of Prakriti, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and guna also means qualities. So he says, I will, by reciting, by hearing, by relating your stories and your qualities, I will become free. Vipramukta means completely free. Guna Vipramukta, Gunatita. Yadi aham gunatito abhavam tada me kutaha prastuta dukkha. And if I become gunatit, if I transcend the gunas, then where is the suffering? Because suffering comes from the gunas. If you read Sankhya Karika, that's how it starts. That there is suffering coming from the gunas. And tadapaghatake hetu, and you find a solution for that. So there is no suffering if one is beyond the gunas. And if there is no suffering, then where is the solution? Where is the question of finding a solution for dukkha samanva iti bhava? Because earlier he said that there is dukkha, suffering, and then there is a solution for that. So there is no need. Nanu gunatītasya bhaktasyapi dukkhani drishyante tatraha. So he says, but we see that those who are gunatita bhaktas, they also suffer. Those who are great perfected devotees, they are also seen to be suffering. So how is it possible? So then he says, Durgani Tvad Viraha Santapan. So he says, yes, they suffer because of separation from you. That is their suffering, not anything else. So that also I will cross over. Anjaha Shigram Pitarmi Atishayana Tarami. So that also I will cross easily. Tvat Sakshat Seva Praptavati. Tvat Kirtan Prasada. Because I will get your direct service to your feet, and this is by the grace of your kirtan. Because I will perform kirtan to your feet, so then I will have association with you. Nati vilambo bhava bhavi iti, and there will be no delay in it. Tvatpad yugasya kamalatvat tadalayir Hanshaispad Parshadeir Mam Netvam Agachad Visa Sambhu Yasya. So, feet of the Lord, they are compared to lotus, and they are like the abode, resting place. Alaya means where you go and take rest, lie down. So, these Hamsas, these great devotees, like swan-like devotees, which means the Parshadas, associates in the Lord, Pariparas. So, Mam Netum Akachat Bisa Sangha. So, they have come to take me. So, with their association, I will have freedom from this type of misery also. Virancha Gita iti Kathanam Pramanyam. And by saying that I will recite the stories related by Brahma, this is to signify that these stories are authentic, because Brahma is the Veda Garbha. He has the knowledge of the Vedas, which are most authoritative in giving knowledge about the Lord. So this is Pramana. Iti kathanam pramanyam nacha tvat katha kirtane kesham api swam. And by doing katha, by doing kirtan, there is no labor involved in that. It is very pleasurable. Why? Suhida bhaktanam sakhyu. Because of the association of devotees who are very kind and pleasant. So actually, if you have association with nice devotees, there is nothing more pleasing than that. When you associate with other people, there is always some kind of gain. You cannot relax completely. You cannot be absolutely free. But with devotees, there is nothing like that. So this is the most pleasurable thing, to have such association of Suhida, who have Soban Hirdaya, nice heart, clean heart, no deception, no tendency to exploit you. Don't have a fear that now is laying some trip on my head. So that is what Suhida means. So that's, even in materialistic poetry, they say that you can enjoy poetry only if you have Sahirdaya. That is the word they use. Because only a Sahirdaya can enjoy that poetry. If he is not Sahirdaya, if his heart is not matching, he won't understand. So in Bhakti, it is not only Sahridaya but also Swahridaya. Not that the heart is matching, but heart is clean. Sometimes hearts can match and they are not clean. So he says Suhida. And then so much rasa. So Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. Patyantasya mam nitya. That is the Raman. That is the pleasure and satisfaction of the heart. So this is something to be experienced. So Bhakti is not just for talking but experiencing. Talking is also nice, but to experience it, that is most wonderful. So he says that Suhida Bhaktanam Sakhyu Par Devtaya Dasya Bhaktanam Madhvidana. So it says they who are Dasya Bhaktas, because who is a Dasya Bhakta? So to have association with them, then that is most wonderful thing. So this is the formula for happiness. Balasya neha sharanam pitrau nrishingha nartasya chagdamutunnati majjato now taptasya tatpratividhiyaihi anjasashta stavad vibhotanubhutam tvadupekshitanam. So he says that without devotion, all solutions are ineffective. So a child is there, then parents are the shelter of the child. It says Balasya Naya Sharanam Pitaro. So he says even that is not a good shelter. Even if parents are very nice, loving, kind, taking care of the child's needs, still it is not guaranteed that child will be happy. Still we see that the children who are crying, suffering, maybe don't even know what is the problem. And Nartasya cha agdam udanvati majjatona. And person is in the midst of water and he has a boat to cross, but even that is not sufficient. Taptasya tatprati vidhiraya ihansoishta stavad vibhotam bhritam tadapekshita. And then people similarly are suffering and they find some other solutions. So he says that these things do not work if they are not devotees, if they are not graced by you, tadapekshitanam. If they are tanubhritam tadapekshitanam. Nacha dukkhasya pratikarapi tvam vina phalanti. So he says that even if you find solution for material sufferings, they are not effective without you alone. Balasya pitrau sharanam rakshakau iha na bhavat. Parents also cannot protect the child. Tabhyam palyamanasya api tasya dukh darshanat. Even when they are protecting him, taking care, still they suffer. Kvachit ajigartadishu tadvada darshanat. And sometimes parents themselves kill the baby. This is also seen. So he gives an example of a boy called Ajigarta. So Ajigarta was sold by his father to be sacrificed. The story of Harishchandra. Harishchandra did not have a son, So he worshipped Varuna to get a son. So Varuna gave a blessing that you can have a son, but you have to sacrifice that son for me. This is a nice solution. This is exactly what Prahlad said, that the solution is more problematic than trouble. He does not have a son. You bless him to have a son, and then he said, then you have to sacrifice it for me. So what is the benefit of having a son like that? You have a son, you will become attached, and now then you have to sacrifice it. Better not to have. So dukkhasya avastamapi dukkham. So this is how it works in the material world. You get some material boon, and boon itself will become a trouble. So that's why there are so many stories that all these daityas, they go to Shiva and get a boon, and then that boon itself becomes a problem for them. So when a person is blind by desire, he does not see the end result. He only wants the immediate satisfaction, not knowing that later on this will be in trouble. Pleasing in the beginning, troublesome in the end. That is what Rajasic happiness is. So he agreed. So he got a son, his name was Rohit. And when he was born, then immediately Varuna came and said, oh, now you got a son, sacrifice him. So he said, oh, he's such a small, let him grow a little bit. Then he again came. So he says, let him have teeth. And he again came. So all the time, Varuna was coming and reminding him. And Harishchandra was not ready to sacrifice his son. And more time was passing, more he was becoming attached to it. Finally, he got disease. It's called, when his stomach gets filled with water, dyspepsia. Water in the stomach, because Varuna is the god of water. The belly becomes big and it's full of water, you cannot digest your food. So anyway, he got this in Sanskrit, it is called Jalodhara. This word, something starts with D, I think. Not dysentery. Dysentery will remove everything. So then he realized that he has to do. So he made a deal. He sent his son to the forest and he said, I will sacrifice somebody else. So he bought this Ajigartha from one sage. He gave him money and he said, you will give me your son. So this is the father himself is selling the son to be sacrificed. Of course, then Vishwamitra, he heard about this and he released the boy. And he became his son. So this is what happens. If parents are not devotees, they can do anything. Nacha artasya rogina agadam asunam sharanam kritepi asudhe mrityu darshana. Similarly, one who is suffering, then even medicine may not release the problem, because sometimes people take medicine and still they die. Nacha udanvati samudra majjataha punsha nausharana. And if someone is drowning in the ocean, then boat is unable to help him. Taya saheva majjan darshanat. Because it is seen that he drowns along with the boat. Atah taptasya dukhinas tat pratividhir dukha pratikaro yaha drishta swata dukekshita nam tadichaya avishay bhuta nam jana nam na iti. So therefore it is seen that people who are suffering here in this material world, which everybody is suffering, if they are neglected by you, means If they are not the object of your grace, then they do not get relief from the suffering. They continue to suffer because all these material solutions, they don't bring an end to suffering. Tavat iti alankara, tavat, just ornamental word. Bhava karoti vikaroti pritaks yasmin yato yarhiyena cha yasya yasman yasmai yathaya duta yat parova bhava karoti vikaroti prithak svabhavaha sanchoditas tadakilam bhavata swarupam. So this is a very nice verse which uses all the cases of Sanskrit grammar. We use some sites in Bhakti Sandara showing all pervasiveness of Bhakti. Bhakti can be performed anywhere, everywhere, by everybody, every age, in the womb, just born, time of death, after death, heaven, hell, old, young, man, female, animals. And then he talks by all the cases, he recites this verse. Yasmin yato yarhi yena cha yas yasmat yasmai yatha yaduta yas papara paru. So whether somebody is a young person or somebody is old, a doer, whatever he does, karoti vikaroti prithak svabhava sanchoditas tadakilam bhavata swarupa. So wherever he works, with whatever he works, and of whatever he works, and from wherever he works, and for whomever he works, he says it is all within you, inspired by you. Meaning is that the doer, the subject, the object, the instrument, the beneficiary, the place of separation from where something comes, the object which is related to other things, and the place where the activities performed, these are all energy of the Lord. But we think that we are independent. Prithak svabhava, bhinnadrik, bhinnamati, prithak buddhi. This idea of thinking ourselves as independent. This is the problem, basic problem. And from this all other problems come. But he's saying that the fact is that our agency is not the real agency because we are not independent. The place we are standing, the hands, legs, the senses we use, or other objects which we think belongs to us, for whom we work, by which we work, all these things ultimately belong to the Lord and they work only by His energy. So why not just accept it? Instead of thinking that we are free, we are independent, we are separate. So this is the meaning of Krishna Bhakti or Krishna Bhava. There is Prithak Bhav and Bhakti Bhav. So mood of thinking independent and mood of thinking oneself as servant, Dasa Bhav, Bhakti Bhav. So one is an imagination, other is a reality. An imagination cannot give anything real. You cannot quench your thirst by drinking the water from mirage. You cannot feel satisfied by eating food in your dream. So similarly, imagination is not going to give us pleasure or happiness. We have to become situated in truth. Satyam param dhima. So Bhagavatam begins with. So Janmadashrayata Vayadapratasartheshu. Everything comes from him, everything is existing in him, everything will Vayanti Avisamvishanti, moves towards him, enters into him, and everything is sustained by him, and without him nothing can exist. So if nothing can exist without him, why not accept this fact? So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti says that केसांचित यह पित्रादिको रक्षको दृश्यते सोऽपि त्वद्रूप एव इत्या यस्मिन्. So these two verses are like Anvaya and Vyatirek. In the first verse he showed that without Lord nothing can work. And then if you say, well, it seems to be working, so he says that also works because there is some energy of Lord working. So even if you get some pleasure, some benefit, even if it is material, it is not independent of God, that is also God's energy working. So he says, if you see some parents who are actually taking care of the son, protecting, so that also because that parent is also getting energy from the Lord. Aparo arvachina jana, paraha prachina. So whether somebody is a modern person, existing now, somebody is an old person, brahmadirva, bhava, karta. Karta means agent, doer. Karakair yathi karoti. So karakas are the things which assist the action, which are related with the verb. They are called karakas. So kriya visa sambandha karaka. So yat karoti tat sarvam bhavato maya shakti yuktas swarupam swiyarup. So whatever he does, whatever instruments, ingredients, place, time, energy, intelligence, planning, senses, mind are used, they are all part of the Bahiranga Shakti of the Lord. So that Shakti is Maya Shakti, he says, and it is not independent. Mama Maya, Krishna says, Maya belongs to me. So Sviya Sprupam, Yasmin Adhikarane, that place where the action is performed, that is the Adhikarana substratum. Yato Nimittat, and then the purpose for which it is done. Yarhi Yasmin Kale, the time in which it is done. Yena Karnena, the instrument by which it is done. Yena Hetu Kartra, sometimes you don't do some action yourself, but you make someone else do. So Hetu Karta Prayojika. So Prayojya Dhin Karta. Karta Trividha Smrita. There are three types of Karta: Prayojak Karta, Prayojya Karta, and Swatantra Karta. Karta Swatantra iti prokta, Hetu Karta Prayojak. So Prayojya Karta. So when you are independently doing, or you are doing because you have been asked to do, or you make someone do, these are the three types of agents. So Hetu Kartra means one who is inspiring, ordering someone else to do. Yasya Sambandhi, so Yasmad Upadanat, the objects through which you perform your work. Yasmai Sampradhanaya, so Yadipsitatamam Karta, for which you are doing, for whom you are doing. Iti एवं सप्तमी भक्ति यथा यथा येन प्रकारेण क्रिया विशेषण भूतानां वेना. So these are the seven vibhaktis, the case case is used in Sanskrit. So in whatever way they are used as adjectives of the verb, so they are avyarthas. They are all related with Maya Shakti. Kvatto nirgunat prithak svabhava sattvadi prakriti karoti utpadayati vikaroti rupanti. So a person who is prithak svabhava, who thinks himself or herself as independent of you, so he creates some objects to this, or he may transform. Sometimes you transform certain things, like you take milk and make yogurt, that is a transformation, or you take ingredients, mix them together and produce something new. So he says this is all by your Maya Shakti, not independent of you. So therefore the principle is that without you there is no happiness, material or spiritual. Impossible. Maya manah srijati karma mayam baliha kalena chodit gunanumatena punshaha chando mayam yadajyarpita shodasaram sansara chakramaya koti taret vadanya. So he says that this sansar chakra, the cycle of the world, birth, death, unborn Lord, who can transcend it without you? So it is Maya, the material energy, which creates the mind. Maya manashristi karma and baliya kali. And then this is karma maya. So you engage in karma with the help of time, which is very powerful. Chodit gunanumatena punsha, inspired by the gunas. So Vikrita hai kriyamanani gunai sarmani karmas. Ahankar vimudhatu. Karta amiti manyate. It is the gunas of Prakriti which are inspiring everyone, controlling to perform work. Chandomaya deja arpita shodasa. Then you have this body which contains, like this wheel is compared, containing 16 spokes in it. And it is chandomaya, means it is made of vasana, desires. So there are desires coming from the past life, the karma coming from past life. That gives us this human body. And by the permission of the Lord, the time and the gunas mix together and give a subtle body. And then the subtle body leads to gross body, with which you perform work, and then you get tied up in this material world. So he says, how can anybody cross this without your help? It's impossible. Nani yadi ahameva sarvarupas tari sansaropi ahameva. So now Purvapaksha opposition is raised that if I am everything, as was said in the previous verse, then I am also the world. Kuto madrupat sansarad asmad vimoktu mukshasi. Then why do you want to become free from me if I am samsara? So then he answers in two verses. Maya tvadiya bahiranga shakti. It is made by your Maya, which is your external. It is your form, but only the external, not the internal. Mano mahadadi atmakam ling deham. And it creates subtle body, which has mind, intellect, senses, life. Ling deham jivasya upadhim srijati. And that is the upadhi, or conditioning. And the jiva, the living being, the pure self, becomes conditioned by it. Karmani laukika vedika vyapara tanmaya. And then he engaged in performing activities secular or Vedic. Some people who are pious, religious, they are also doing Vedic activities. Others are only doing just non-Vedic activities. Baliyo durjaya punshas padansasya anumatene ikshandutana cha. So this is also by your expansion, who is very powerful, the Paramatma, the immanent being. So he is the one who glances at Prakriti. And then time acts on Prakriti and then Prakriti creates. Chandomayam Vasnamayam. Chanda Padya Vinasa. The word Chanda means also desire besides meaning to meter. Chanda means meter of worship and also desire. Yadeva chakram kalu sansar chakram bhavet. Idrisham ajaya avidya arpitam vastuko nasangebhyo api jevabhyo balat samatita. So it is offered by avidya, which is called here as unborn. And although the living beings really do not come in contact with it, but still forcibly she implicates them. So does ara vikara, yes means the 16th modification of 5 senses of work, 5 cognitive senses, and 5 matras, mind. So this is what makes subtle body. So he says, who can transcend it? Ko atitaret. Twadanya. Tvatya prithak bhuta. Tvam. So Twadanya means besides you, but he gives another meaning. Says besides you here means not being with you, not being your devotee, not serving you. Means neglecting you. Who can transcend it? This means nobody. It is not possible. Tvadananya bhaktastu tare devatya. So the meaning is that one who is your staunch devotee, unalloyed devotee, he will definitely cross this. There is no doubt about it. So these are the verses in which Prahlad is again and again stressing about Bhakti. It is his main theme. And we continue. Tomorrow is Pratipada, so tomorrow there is no class. Any question?
Speaking in the beginning about suffering and transcending suffering, I can see how in the beginning of the spiritual path, the recognition of life as suffering and the desire to become free from suffering can be a major impetus for taking through the spiritual path.
Yes.
But it seems that as you become established in it, that becomes almost irrelevant.
Yeah, that's not an issue anymore. That is only...
The suffering is inevitable, especially as the body ages and this begins to deteriorate and disease sets in. But it's hardly an impetus, But otherwise, it's how is it?
No, not hardly. It is not an impetus at all.
Because if that's still an issue, then the devotion is necessarily mixed.
So that's why he said earlier that my suffering is not this suffering. My suffering is I don't have good association. Because bodily suffering is there. So you transcend it means you don't perform bhakti either because of this or to remove this. Because you understand that this is part of the game. So that's how it takes it and continues. So transcending here means that you are not disturbed by it. Usually people become disturbed and whatever they are doing they give it up. So does not give up as in case of Prahlad. Of course in some rare cases like Prahlad they don't suffer. Because that is within the means of bhakti. But it does not manifest for everybody. Krishna Chakravarti gives some reason for that. So one of the reasons he gives is this is to protect the path of bhakti. So that people from other paths they think, what is this people they are suffering? What is the use of it? So then unnecessarily to protect other paths and unqualified people don't come to this path. Two reasons he gives. So for that reason he says that bhakti does not manifest its full potency to every devotee. But in some devotees it manifests just to show that it is there. So then once in a while we see that devotees have some supernatural powers. In the present time there have been devotees like that. So they can do things, but it doesn't mean that everybody can have that or would have it, and it's not even wanted. But sometimes Bhakti does that just to also show to people that what is written here is not false. That's how people, devotees understand it.
It help make from suffering more strong. That's it in the ear.
What is that?
In help, right? Elish, right? The suffering more strong in the team body than in this body. Or more long, more strong than this body.
Yes. Because it's meant for that only.
If some make some yagi puja, this suffering can finish. But if man not son, only daughter, who can make this yagi?
It's not for devotees.
Devotees only
That
Krishna.
is all varnashram system.
Devotees also can come to have it time. Not possible.
Why should they go to hell?
Only Krishna for punishment.
Yamaraj has given strict instructions. Don't approach devotees. Otherwise Yamaraj himself will be in trouble.
Suddenly devotees also have some mistakes.
Yeah, they can have mistake, but they don't go to hell. They can get reactions.
It is very good.
Devotees don't.
Yes, there was a part in which you were saying that the people who act independently actually is not because it's as a result of the energy of the Lord, and that it's like the result of the vasanas plus the time, vasanas plus the gunas. So that means that everything a materialistic people does is like part of his karma, even if they think they are taking the decision. Actually, it's not like that.
Yeah, their decisions are also influenced by their karma. They're not completely free from that. But everything is made of material energy. Right? Their mind, their intelligence. So their faculty which makes decision is also made of matter. And that is all influenced by your karma. So everything remains within that.